The year the Combate tree keeps giving us fruit. And tonight in Miami, our main card, an all-women's event. They bring it. It's the entertaining brand of fighting that is going to take MMA to the next level. And it's coming your way here on Paramount Plus. Special fights right now as we get you ready in our preliminary action. La Jaula awaits. Hola Jaula. ¿Cómo le va? All ports of call. And this is an international spectacle where we have fighters from South America, Europe, North America, you name it. There's the main card coming your way. It's France versus Uruguay. We have Mexico versus the USA, and we have Spain versus the USA coming your way. And you won't have to wait too long. But as always, you don't miss the preliminary fights because that is what people talk about the next day. The person you may not have heard of before coming full circle. The next big thing, perhaps, as a special men's bout, it's Gabriel Mazzetti, who impressed the socks off of us in his Combate debut. Chris Alvidrez, his opponent, is over. We kick it off with Lupe Contreras.
Entrando a la jaula, Gabriel Mazzetti.
Gabriel Mazzetti. He got started with Combate June 2022. Second round TKO over David Macias of Spain. This is a Muay Thai monster as it goes, Rodolfo Roman. Stand-up extraordinaire.
Yeah, absolutely. Trains with the best gym here in Florida, the Goat Shed Academy. This guy is just game, just non-stop, furious, aggressive, nasty elbows. This is something to watch, folks.
And representing Peru, which continues to show that their growth in MMA is...
Su oponente, Chris Alvidrez.
Chris Alvidrez, also 1-0, Rodolfo, a guy from San Pedro, California. And he was incredible in his amateur career, 13-0 combined in all his combat sports, which included 7 knockouts and 2 submissions. He likes to stand up, he likes to throw as well, which makes this matchup really interesting.
He does, he sure does, and he's gonna go ahead and counter punch and counter attack. However, he does have a good grappling, and that will benefit him in this fight against Gabriel, who his bread and butter is his stand-up game. So curious to see when Chris pulls the trigger and tries to grapple with his opponent.
He was on the same card back in June as Mazzetti. Mazzetti beat Macias. Christopher Alvidrez beat Jose Matus in a first-round submission. So both these guys off to a flyer on their Combate debuts. But what can they do in their second appearance? We're going head-to-head, cara a cara. Both very young, just getting started. Big height advantage for Alvidrez. And the reach, not as big, just 1 inch. We are in the lightweight division. Both fighters hitting the weight. Let's take it back to Lupe.
Duelo, 3 vueltas, división peso ligero. This bout, 3 rounds in the lightweight division. Los jueces, the judges, Richard Green Jr., Lorenzo Toledo, and John Rupert. Y ahora, presentando a la esquina azul, presenting the blue corner, vestido de rojo, wearing red. Su peso oficial, 155 libras, his official weight, 155 pounds. Entra por segunda vez a la jaula con récord de 1 victoria y enters la jaula for the second time as a pro with a record of 1 victory. Representando a Lima, Perú, Gabriel, best of the best, Mazzetti. Su contrario en la esquina roja, vestido de negro, his opponent in the red corner, wearing black. Marcó un peso oficial de 156 libras on the scale. He registered an official 156 pounds. Igual que su rival, entra por segunda ocasión a la jaula con 1 victoria. Like his opponent, he too enters la jaula with a record of 1 victory. Representing San Pedro, California, Chris, the newborn, Alvidrez. El referee, Marcos Pérez.
Marcos Pérez the third inside La Jaula.
Wait. Okay, so you already know the rules. Obey my command all the time. Keep a clean fight and toss your glove if you want, okay? Okay, go to your corner. Go back.
Pretty intense right there. Alvidrez crouching down.
Wait there, please.
Marcos Perez had to warn him. Mazzetti did not budge.
Are you ready?
I'm excited to see
You ready?
Gabriel.
Fight!
This is a great opening bout. This is our preliminary fight. These are two names that we could be seeing ranked fighting important fights in Combate in the history. The Peruvian Mazzetti in red. Muay Thai is an incredible discipline, and we've seen Muay Thai fighters maybe not use it to their best abilities, but this guy is a purist. That is his moneymaker. He will bring it in La Jaula.
It's a good appetizer, but we get to the main course with this opening bout. And you're right, Max. The Muay Thai base is very significant, but of course,
Not if you're on the ground.
not if you're underground. So in mixed martial arts, if you're able to disguise it, right? If you're able to have some great takedown defense, then you'll be okay. But you have to work on that defense. It's just constant training in the gym, constant time, just someone shooting in you and blocking it. And the thing is, when you're a Muay Thai practitioner, you're not used to putting down your hips and shutting down your opponent. What you do is typically you either use your hands by using the jab, or you use the teep, which is basically what it looks like, to better to say the least. It's like a front kick, but it's not. It's called a teep. I want to make things right.
Hey,
To
Rodolfo,
keep the distance.
I'm here to learn. And by the way, both these guys are great Muay Thai practitioners, even though the fight is on the ground, although now they start to rise. 8-time South American champion Mazzetti. Alvidrez, he's a 4-time Muay Thai titleist in the United States. Lopez says he's from San Pedro. I will say, being from Los Angeles, I live in Redondo Beach, not far from San Pedro. You can't call it San Pedro because all the locals call it San Pedro, and they get confused if you call it the other one. So just I had to get that off my chest, as there's blood already all over the ears in that exchange coming off of Alvidrez, or maybe coming off the brow of Mazzetti. That right brow's bloodied up too.
You know, I was speaking to Chris leading up to the fight. He had mentioned to me that one of his best friends passed away. His name is Dexter Hernandez. He passed away in San Pedro Rancho by a drive-by shooting, unfortunately, and so sad. So he wants to dedicate this fight.
And it was on
for
this
him.
day, which is...
Yeah, on August 12th. Yeah, so sad. So there's so many things. And we've seen it in MMA recently when some fighters just keep it to themselves. They don't say anything after the fight, right? But to go in with a heavy heart inside in action in such a competitive sport takes mentally a toll. So to get in here to fight an opponent like Gabriel, man, that's my hat off to you, Chris.
It's important detail, and to get that off your chest and not hold it in, because it can torture you. And to share that and show emotions, to show, for lack of a better word, the tenderness because of your lost friend. And that is universal. People can relate. So important to share, as a couple takedown attempts from Alvidrez snuffed out.
Something unique from Chris's stances here. See how he has his guard up, but instead of having his hands like a fist, he has them opened.
These guys passed the eyeball test, both in tremendous condition. Remember Alvidrez with that healthy height advantage. You can't really tell too much. Alvidrez crouches down a lot, trying to go for that lead leg takedown.
That's that teeth that he used from Chris. And look at
Forearm.
Gabriel, those elbows that he uses, very, very prominent in Muay Thai. It's just non-stop elbows.
Root one.
Not 12 to 6, because you can't really use that here in MMA. It's very lethal when you use those elbows that are just coming to the top of your head.
Back in June when we saw Mazzetti fight Rodolfo, what stood out to me is when he threw strikes, the sound, the impact it made, you could hear throughout the studios here where La Jaula exists.
It's been 4 minutes and we already see some blood in these two boys. Just throwing hands fast, fake, great cardio.
Yeah, these guys look like they could go 5 rounds if required.
And Chris here switching stance. Can throw you off. See,
Single
the
leg.
takedown, yeah, but good takedown defense from Gabriel. That's what he learns at the Goat Shed Academy.
#1 academy in Florida, and we talked about it, and I asked you before the fight, I go, can Muay Thai, exclusively Muay Thai, because Mazzetti, as there's an armbar attempt, that is Mazzetti's calling card. He's not going to venture too far off. Can you be successful? You told me, if you have the takedown defense, the sky's the limit.
That's it. You're able to disguise everything else. I can tell you a perfect example, and that's Robbie Lawler. He was known for his striking, he came to American Top Team and work on the takedown defense, and he was great. He was great at it.
Alvidrez busted open. Looks like a pro wrestler that may have bladed his forehead,
Like
but that is all real. One of those forearms from Mazzetti as we reach the end of round 1.
Cuidate la mano derecha nada más. Vos no tienes nada. Con el de Flor está bien. La guardia, la
Please here. Yes, yes. Corners out, corners out. Corners out. Corners out, corners out, corners out. Out. Wait, go back. Go back.
Getting ready for round 2, and Rodolfo, both these fighters leaving a calling card. Mazzetti blooding up Alvidrez, and the blood starting to roll down his face again, but also Mazzetti cut up, as you can see, over that right brow.
Shout out to the cut man. Great job.
Very busy cut man.
Good job, man.
Look, there's still blood on Alvidrez, but there's nothing you could do about it. There was a huge gash on the forehead with one of those forearms from Mazzetti.
And those elbows, they can be so deadly. That's what opens you up. Just non-stop elbows will open up the forehead. You know, you tend to pick a section where it's very tender, and it'll just open you right up with those vicious elbows. And these guys, both these guys have that Muay Thai background. They've practiced that discipline for some time. They know what they're up against and what can happen in a duel here when you go just straight up Muay Thai. But what I'm liking is the switching of the stance from Chris, Max.
Both of them have switched stances here.
But more Chris.
More Chris, exactly. Chris, who trains out of Journey's Martial Arts Academy, Black Rooster Boxing, trains with Tony Ferguson at Black House MMA, so certainly well prepared. But this is a guy with all the credentials in the amateur ranks. A huge prospect, but as is Mazzetti, that is what makes this fight so compelling.
I love that Chris went for the inside kick, and Mazzetti just followed up, man.
Big right hand over the top.
He just followed up. He found that opening. Mazzetti now just non-stop chopping in the legs.
He strikes me as the immovable object. It is a split round. That's the official scoring if you're new to Combate Global. Those are the official scorecards of the judges. There is no predicted Harold Letterman anything here. This is the actual scorecard.
He attempted to do a flying knee, got met with a fist. Now working shots to the body. Clinch here, now throw him off. Mazzetti continuing there, knee from Chris.
The blood is really pouring down Alvidrez. It's staying out of his eyes, but still has to be an issue. Big uppercut, Mazzetti.
I'm sure Mazzetti will keep punching on that cut to keep opening it. Thankfully, it's nowhere near the eye, so unless it's really, really in deep, doctors, the referee won't stop it.
Again, this is at 155 pounds. Mazzetti has fought as low as 135, and obviously at 5'8". Maybe best geared for that, but he's going for the big fellas here in the lightweights.
And you got to check out Mazzetti's training, not just in the martial arts, but that man just puts out countless of times in the gym. I've seen some of his training.
He's a proper athlete too, Rodolfo.
Man,
I mean, he's got spring in his feet.
Great physical specimen of a fighter here.
Yeah, and he's got an incredible tank. He's got it all, but you got to put it away. The training's coming around. He's obviously a goat shed, which is a plus, but coming from Peru, still needs to get a lot more sessions under his belt to be able to take that next step. But we're seeing that as you see a little wry smile on his face.
Well, Chris is a good test for him to see where he stands. Oh, I love the cut. See how he came in? He faked the cross and switched it quickly to an elbow. That's just the experience he has in this Muay Thai background. Just amazing stuff from this guy.
Predatorial all the way.
And Chris, I mean, this man also has the heart of a lion. He was a football player back in the day. Wanted to play college football, and we've seen some of that transition, Max, from football players making their transition into mixed martial arts.
Most famously, Herschel Walker, way past the prime, but some other guys that have been successful.
He could have had, you know, if he would have started young, sure, why not?
Brendan Schaub, who's
Brandon Schaub was another one. That's
and
right.
now Mazzetti's dropping these forearms and those elbows catching. He just wants to bust Alvidrez a little bit over. These two guys not liking each other one bit. 1 minute to go here in round 2.
Yeah, Mazzetti's going to just keep landing, striking on that cut if he has that opportunity. But he wants to keep this standing for both these men to explore their Muay Thai. I'm a big Muay Thai guy, Max, so that's why I love talking about Muay Thai. Not that I ventured into the MMA, but
martial art.
that was my base. So I love when just two men or women just display that great
My
Muay Thai
base is
action.
my couch and a pizza and perhaps a cold beverage. So that's where we depart, but that's where I've learned a lot from Rodolfo. As this is a change of pace, Alvidrez looking to get that triangle in and has his back. 15 seconds and a big dilemma here for Mazzetti as the arm goes under the chin or almost under the chin.
What was favoring Chris is that sweat. He can't really lock it in, and the blood as well, Max.
The blood is thick. You could almost taste it through your screen, which isn't a pretty picture. We're going to a third round. Incredible action here in La Jaula in our special men's featured bout. One of these guys looking to go 2-0. Two guys that just don't know about defeat. And this is an interesting matchup because this is what Combate does, which I love. These two guys probably should have gotten maybe an opponent to prop them up a bit to go to 2-0. No, these are two of the best prospects going head-to-head.
Head-to-head, there's no shame in that. Both these men, let's take a look at some of the action from that round. Just scrambling knee from Chris. Gabriel didn't phase it. He followed through with that overhand. Consistently switching the stance. Chris attempted to go for a flying knee, but was met with that fist. Gabriel once again shooting in, finding the pace. Great action from both these men.
Absolute battle through first 2 rounds. La Jaula has already been touched up with a lot of the red stuff from both fighters, mostly Alvidrez. It looks like they've got the cut controlled a little bit, but once that sweat gets going, expect the blood to roll once again. Low blow as well.
All right, thank you.
There was a bit, you saw the replay there between rounds.
Go back.
Marcos Lopez is keeping an eye on that in what has been strictly a striker's game, although Alvidrez has tried to take it to the ground. Alvidrez in black. Pivotal round 3. And a low blow.
In that second round, there was a hint of it, but Chris just phased it off. And he
But
kept going.
Alvidrez reacted to it,
He
and
did,
it
but
didn't get called.
Right. He kept fighting. And I don't even think the referee saw it. Or maybe he
saw
did, but
he saw this one.
he sure did. Yeah, but he seems to be all right. Let's take a look at this replay here. Right. Oh!
You got to be careful in a fight as close as this one.
Well, it happens especially when you're trying to go in, and then the height there just comes into play. When you go for that inside kick, sometimes you're throwing at such a fast pace. It's inadvertent. You don't intentionally need to kick it.
Okay.
Accidents happen.
Blood coming from all over
También.
the head
Ready?
of
Ready?
Alvidrez. Mazzetti's been impressive. He is a striking machine, but I've been equally impressed with Alvidrez, the way he's stood there, and he has a fighting chance here, Rodolfo. He's in this fight.
Oh, he's in there. It's a very, very competitive bout for both these men. Cristo needs to push the pace. This is the last round. If he wants to take it, you know the good old saying, never leave it to the judges.
He got his nose out in front with a couple judges in the first round, but I think that second round looks to be Mazzetti's. Spinning back fist, misses.
Been spinning back elbows have been pretty famous in the MMA world lately. And look, I just love how he uses those elbows so effectively. He's thrown about 3-4 so far in this round. And previously, he's had a pair.
Mazzetti now in the clinch as he separates, almost a mini hint of trying for some sort of submission as he gets the underhooks.
And what I like
Turtles
about
up
it
a little
is
bit.
yeah, and unlike in other clinches that we've seen, these guys are active. They're not laying on each other. They're just
big
switching
kick.
hooks.
Straight up the gut from Alvidrez. Now Mazzetti's got the high ground.
Yeah, Alvidrez trying to now for the ground game. He's trying to lift up that leg. Trying to sink him in. Is it the open scoring max?
So it's all level, but Mazzetti had the third judge in both rounds, and that's important here. That's the only separation.
Now Chris has the advantage here in the ground game. He's gonna put him up, trying to look for a rear naked choke.
If Alvidrez wins this round, he wins the fight.
And now he's gonna switch gear. Maybe he has the mount. No, great grappling from both these men. Alvidrez on top. Let's see what Mazzetti's all about on the ground here.
First time either of these fights, and granted, this is only their second professional fight. First time either of these fighters have gone to a third round.
Gabriel's doing exactly what he has to do, pushing himself up. He tried to grab that grist, to prop his hips up and take this fight to the feet. But Chris just laying on him, wrapping around.
Mazzetti has to be proactive. Again, Alvidrez trying to get the hooks in. He's got it.
Chris just wrapping his leg.
Alvidrez corner saying, get the hook in.
Yep. Good stuff from Gabriel. He almost had to gone there for a fireman's carry, but Chris just put that foot there to prevent that.
Mazzetti's into the rubber guard for a moment, now into the guard of Alvidrez. 2 minutes, 20 to go.
And now Gabriel has that opportunity to work on those elbows, open up that cut.
Really, in a fight like this, which has been given no quarter, take no quarter.
Look at that.
Mazzetti's ability to get out of those dilemmas with a potential submission attempt has been the difference.
Man, you know, just watching that cut, watching that position, just give me flashbacks of a certain world championship fight that we recently saw, where an opponent was bloodied up. And it's a position here where you have to be cautious. You got to protect that cut. You got to protect yourself.
He's not bothered by the cut. Combinations, Alvidrez. He goes into a guillotine attempt here by Mazzetti. Mazzetti takes it to the ground.
Now Chris here needs to, Chris has a good chance here of doing something. However, the howler is preventing him from moving him. So he has to scoop him up. Wrap those hands and scoop him up, bring him in towards the center of La Jaula.
As always, the volume level inside the studios there at La Jaula through the roof. Both corners very vocal. It's a hot ticket. Just very few people can be in that facility to watch these fights.
Again, wrapping around Chris.
Great control, he gets out.
Yeah, good stuff. Now he has to be cautious here if he lands a knee, because you can't hit your opponent if your opponent has a knee down.
Mazzetti unloading a couple of those knees, gets out of it.
Chris had that leg. He had that left leg, but he lost it. Just a lot of sweat, a lot of blood in there. So the grip could be very tricky in this position, especially at this part of the fight with less than 30 seconds to go. Chris is just keep pushing.
He won't go down.
Oh, he may have a guillotine, Gabriel.
Trying to get that guillotine, a big squeeze in the fight. Will it be enough for Mazzetti? We've reached the end of round 3. It's going to the cards. We'll be back to see who wins this one, which is tight like a tiger.
My name is Rosselyn Chavira. I'm 30 years old and I'm from Tucson, Arizona. I got started because I was bullied throughout elementary, middle school, and high school. And my mom put me in a boxing gym, and once I was done boxing, I decided to try MMA. Well, when I started boxing, I was 14, and I had my daughter at 15. And then after I had her, I wanted to get back into it and train. It was a big stress reliever. I feel like it's given me discipline, it's given me life structure. Having no structure, like coming up as a child, and having my daughter at such a young age, I just didn't know like where I would be, but I knew that I had to get it together in order to be like a better mom and everything. So martial arts and boxing and just fighting just kept me like in a straight line. So I don't feel pressure from anybody. I feel more pressure from myself. I feel really grateful. I feel really proud of myself, but I don't feel accomplished. Like I want to get to the very top. So I feel okay. It's not the best, but I'll get there. This is the thing that makes me the happiest. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me like myself. Because when I don't train, I feel really sad. So I've always found a way, and my life's always gravitated to fighting.
Main card, all women's main card coming your way, highlighted by Claire Lopez and Camila Rivarola. That's going to be a good one. Two fighters that have been going at it, and a huge one for both of them. A win propels them to the top. Combate Global waiting for the official decision here from our first fight. It's going to be really tight. Gabriel Mazzetti, Chris Alvidrez, Tolupe Contreras.
Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, los jueces están de acuerdo con tarjetas idénticas de 29 a 28. After 3 rounds of much more action, the judges are in agreement with identical scores of 29 to 28. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision, los tres a favor del vencedor por decisión unánime. The best of the best, Gabriel.
That's the best of the best.
Mazzetti.
You feel for Alvidrez. He fought well enough to win. We'll see him again, but he takes his first defeat in his very young MMA career. But what a talent. But Mazzetti, another level. Maybe 155 pounds isn't his final weight class, but he's come up and he's got a victory. We'll be back. Mucho más acción coming your way. We are back here at La Jaula waits for our second act, our final fight from the preliminaries before we head to our much anticipated history-making main card. Coming up next, a fight that we will see in the atomweight division. Melissa Gomez to take on Elizabeth Avila Mogollan.
Entrando a la jaula, Melissa Gomez.
Melissa Gomez trains with Barrio Franklin, few new teammates who have also fought with Combate Global, coming out with the Chilean flag. And we saw a Peruvian fighter, and Peru and Chile obviously neighbors in South America, both on a similar wavelength or growth rate with regards to mixed martial arts. Valentina and Gloria Bravo, part of that gym in Chile, just to show what's going on in Santiago.
This young lady impressed me the last time we saw her against Harley Reyes. She came in as the underdog, but man, did she put on a show. Great crisp boxing from this young lady.
Tolupe.
Su oponente, Elizabeth Mogollan.
Elizabeth Mogollan also goes by Elizabeth Avila, representing Mexico. A kickboxing prowess. Lost to Daniela Hernandez last time we saw her back in July. A chiropractor. The fighters that she would take care of, cracking their necks, cracking their backs, would invite her to fight. She would go to the fights and she says, I want a taste of that.
Right now she's in a little bit of a challenge here in her career. I had an opportunity to talk to her. We'll get into it in just a few, what she's been doing.
She is a major underdog here against Gomez. We go head-to-head. Gotta. 1 year older Gomez has a 2-inch height advantage, 2-inch via the reach. Yes, we're at 105 pounds, the atom weight division, which has been a tremendous weight class here for Combate with incredible fights. Will this be another one? Let's find out. Let's go to Lupe Contreras inside La Jaula.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. Este duelo, 3 vueltas, división peso átomo. This bout, 3 rounds in the atom weight division. Los jueces son, the judges are Dorian Mirasola, Richard Green Jr. y Lorenzo Toledo. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando en la esquina azul, vestida de blanco, presenting the blue corner, wearing white, su peso oficial, 105 libras y 3 cuartos, her official weight, 105 and 3/4 pounds. En su segundo combate a nivel profesional, con récord de 1 victoria, she enters la jaula for the second time as a pro with a record of 1 victory. De San Sebastián, Chile, Melissa Gómez. Su oponente en la esquina roja, vestida de negro, her opponent in the red corner, wearing black. Marcó un peso oficial de 105 libras y 3 cuartos. She tipped the scales at an identical 105 and 3/4 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula en busca de su primer victoria con récord de 3 derrotas. Tonight, she enters la jaula looking for her first victory with a record of 3 losses. De la Ciudad de México, Elizabeth Mogollan. El referee internacional, Raúl Porrata.
International referee, El Bigote, Raúl Porrata.
Obedecen mis órdenes y protegen en todos momentos. Obey my commands and protect yourselves at all times. Toquen guantes ahora si quieren, regresen a su esquina.
Melissa Gómez and Elizabeth Mogollan.
¡Lista! ¡Acción!
The Chilean Gómez in white, looking to improve to 2-0. Unanimous victory over Yareli Reyes back in May. She fought once before, but it wasn't really acknowledged back in 2016.
Mogollan, Max, of course, she's still searching for that first victory in the jaula. She's taking this very seriously. She stopped working as a chiropractor to really focus on her fight game. She went from single-day practices to 3 times a day to perfect her game. She's trying to go for that victory. This is her shot right here against Melissa Gómez.
It's in the 105-pound atom weights, and I know you say that's a very low weight class, 105 pounds. But these fighters fight so much bigger, in particular with Combate Global. At 105, Ana Palacios, who went viral with her victory a few weeks ago. We're going to see Claire Lopez, who's ranked 2nd. Gloria Bravo is impressive the last time we saw her. These 2 fighters looking to make it into the top 10, neither in there just yet. A win for Gómez may leap her into it.
Lots of movement from both these ladies. They know that they both have great stand-up, but they gotta come in. They gotta come close. They gotta get inside the pocket if they're gonna trade some leather.
Lots of movement, not a lot of contact.
There
A
we
little
go.
sharp left hand by Gómez gets through.
Yeah, a lot of space in between that position. None of them cutting any corners. There we go. Now we're laying in some leather.
Dropping it down. Mogollan getting through as well. Switching stances a couple times. It's an unorthodox approach from Gómez.
Yeah, look at her stance from Gómez. It's very different as you see if you're comparing the stance from Gómez and Ellie. Ellie does have that typical boxing guard, if you want to say, but Gómez kind of loopy, kind of confusing at times. And everyone has their own style. You know, everyone has their sort of stance and what works for them.
Seems to work for Gómez. Mogollan having difficulty to see where these punches are coming, just non-stop motion. For Gómez, who did her entire camp in Chile, said it was very difficult because it's wintertime, and if you don't know where Chile is on the map, it is at the bottom of the Americas all the way. You're going down where's that, Antarctica down there?
Right now it's
Is it
very
Arctic
cold,
Circle? I forgot the poles. It's not. It's the one that
We call fights,
Santa
Max.
doesn't
We're
live in.
not
The
you.
other one.
We're gonna talk geography here.
But it is,
To a certain
as
degree
some
we
would
do.
say, the bottom of the world, and right now in the
Yes.
southern hemisphere, it is wintertime,
It is
especially
the
that
Antarctic.
far south. Chileans rallying cry, Los de Abajo, those from below.
Yeah, it's very cold down there right now. She was telling me that has been the most difficult part about this training. She is a mom. She has to take care of her child. So training up very early, 5, 4 in the morning in the winter time, boy, you really gotta want it.
The hard part is getting out of bed, getting out of the house,
Right.
getting to the gym.
Right.
Once you get there, you're golden.
But Gomez here just still testing out. What I like about Gomez, and I think what's really keeping Ellie here is Gomez. See how the stance, the foot movement is very tricky to pinpoint where she's gonna go. Look at the move of the hips. It's just very, you have to just keep looking at the eyes. The eyes will tell you everywhere they're gonna go.
Feints, bobs, switches. Again, now a little bit timid, gets out of there. Doesn't have the range.
Yeah, Ellie needs to cut in. She has to come in right in that middle. That opening is there. Maybe even work on the low kicks. It's gonna stop Gomez from doing those kind of weird movements that she does with the foot that's working right now. I mean, it's working for Gomez, but Ellie needs to cut in. She needs to cut her to stop her from doing it. You need to be the one that pushes the pace to strike, because then now you're going to be striking air.
40 seconds to go. You can see Camel McLaren's made his way to Howla's side, and if he goes into the cage after a fight, it means he approves. This one's still a work in progress.
What Ellie should do here, do lots of feints to throw her off and make her move, and as soon as she moves, you cut her in.
Mogollan just can't find the range.
She can't, she has to. Or maybe even try, and we don't know Howla, right? We don't have any corners, but force her.
Mogollan has lost both her fights in Combate, most recently to Tamika Jones back in December of last year. This is her first fight in 2022. She will go to a second round once we return. Approaching round 2 here in our atomweight matchup in Combate Global. We seem like I have a 105-pound fight every week. It's just the one here this time, and some coaching going on for Mogollan. It's a good time. You got a good look at an unorthodox fighter, but certainly a chance to talk with your corner can give you a better idea how to approach it.
Yeah, and you're not, lots of swinging, but the exchanges here, you can count them. That was one of them that we saw, and I think is thanks to Gomez's footwork that's leaving Avila puzzled. She has to cut in if she wants to hold and strike.
We are back getting ready for round 2. Melissa Gomez hoping to find a way into the top 10 of the atom weight divisions. Last time she fought, she was in a boxing match. That was back in August. Certainly a chance to work on your striking. Nothing goes to waste. What do you think about that if you're in MMA to take a boxing match in between?
Well, you got to keep active, and sometimes in MMA, you can't find the fight, especially now we just got rid of COVID,
And it's better to be
pandemic.
active.
You have to be active, and it also tests your skills. Where am I boxing? The boxing, and I get in debates all the time with this. Many people thought about when Floyd Mayweather took Conor McGregor. You're not going to get the same type of fight. McGregor's an MMA fighter. Mayweather's a pure boxer. If you can take a look at the open scoring here, Max.
And Gomez certainly worthy to get those scores across the board, 10-9. Starting to pepper a little more direct.
So the hard part of it is putting all that, combining it. So sometimes it is worth for you to find out where your striking is, or your grappling, or your Muay Thai. And then you have to figure out how to combine all those disciplines, and it becomes mixed martial arts. There it is. Now Ellie's finding the pace. She's landing in those low kicks. She's cutting her off. I guess she figured out the puzzle now, that she has to come in. As soon as Gomez throws, you have to hit strike real quickly.
What a victory here. What a good stretch for Mogollan could do. has not been able to catch the breaks. It is worth mentioning her 2 defeats in Combate went the distance. One was via split decision. So she has not been outclassed, just has been outlucked.
She has to keep doing what she was. As soon as Gomez comes in, she's throwing in that over right. Boom, hit the low leg, the low kick. Strike again, you have to be consistent. Gomez is doing what she needs to do, which is a very similar playbook what she had with Harley Reyes. Reyes too had that strong stand-up background.
Rodolfo, not to dwell on the fact it's 105, but this weight division was hard to, as we look at the stats, and a huge edge for Gomez with the punches. No takedowns for either fighter. I don't think we're going to see any, or many at all. But just the fact that we can get this many fights at 105, because that's where some of these promotions discourage having this weight class. But Combate, we're going 15, 20 deep.
There was a time where women at this weight class was hard to find. You could only find them in Asia. Asia had been doing these type of fights for a very long time until women's MMA started picking up. And now we are seeing women from South America, from Europe, that are making their way here in Combate Global. So women now are getting a taste practicing mixed martial arts, and it also comes with, I mean, let's face it, MMA is still a youngster, right? It just became legal to drink not too long ago.
Está en Pampers. It's still not even able to drink.
So now, like my daughter, you know, daughters right now, little girls right now are in MMA, so we're gonna see more women as we go. A lot of little girls right now are potentially watching this fight right now that are getting motivated that, hey dad, I wanna go try this out. So we're gonna get more women all over the world that compete.
And this is what's exciting, and we talked to Campbell McLaren and the powers that be, Micah Fromowitz. This is priority number 1 because the audience wants this. The audience wants more women's fight. They do the data and the metrics, and whether it's in the United States or Mexico or around the world, they want more women's fight. The participation isn't there with the men, but that seems to change. If there's more money, if there's more prestige, if there's titles to be won, more women will get into MMA. We're seeing that process because, as you said, started at 0 not that long ago.
And women just bring it. I mean, I'm not making this up. I'm not blowing smoke. Women fighting are just more excited. That's just what it is.
You may not agree with this. It's more violent.
Yes, they want it more. And I've asked many of these, you know, our women athletes, and they say, "Is this? I think we just want it more. We want to prove to the males that we belong here and that we might deliver a better show than them."
You heard that huge smack of a kick from Gomez, starting to wear it down Mogollan. But Mogollan is a strong build. It's gonna be tough to tear down. She stands there in the pocket.
But yeah, Max, it's such a long history in the women's mixed martial arts. And I could go to some of the history rather, women. Megumi Fuji, a very famous person.
Looks like we're heading to round 3. Mogollan getting a little better on her fighting, but still may have a hole to dig out of. Now we get to round 3. And Gomez knew it wasn't going to be easy, but probably was hoping to have done a little more damage, to have a little more breathing room. She doesn't have it yet.
She says, hey, look here, the straight low kick to Ellie. Gomez doing what she needs to do. Keeping Ellie puzzled where to go, really calling her in, but that footwork of Gomez is working in her benefit. Ellie did land some shots there with that overhand right. As you can see in that exchange of hands, did connect, but she needs to keep doing that. As soon as Gomez comes in, just keep striking. That's the way you're gonna stop her down.
Back here for round 3. Looks like we're gonna need a grandstand finish for Elizabeth Mogollan. And really her career hangs in the balance. Needs to get a victory here.
She needs that victory. She needs that victory.
She knows it.
Yeah, it's do or die for her mentally. You know, this is gonna determine a lot of her future in mixed martial arts.
La Chilena, Rosa Gomez in white. Seems like we have a Chilean fighter every week, which is great sign. As we said, Mogollan looked a little better in round 2. Was it enough to sway the judges? Well, it was. All 3 judges. And now a big combination by Mogollan. Growth from the Mexican fighter.
I would have loved to have been a fly in that corner of Mogollan to see what that coach told
They
her.
had to tell her, go, look, you did it. You did well in that second round. Now build off of that.
You have to. That's it.
Oh,
This is it.
big right hand by
There it is. You have to
Mogollan.
follow through. See, that's what I'm saying. As soon as you're going to have to take a shot or 2, but you need to follow up before if you want to get to Gomez, because Gomez's footwork. That's what's really making it very difficult for Ali to chase.
She's feeling confident. She's out of the range of Gomez.
You have to do that. That's the only way you're going to stop Gomez.
Mogollan, who has fought so hard in her career, has had tough luck after tough luck, training with the Bone Breakers, with the Martinezes, Meli and David. Been training for 7 years. This is her biggest moment in the spotlight. Big card on Combate Global. And after winning the second round, could have that elusive first victory in MMA if she keeps it going in round 3.
And right now, Ellie understands the position that she's in. She's literally throwing everything in the kitchen sink. That's it. Spinning back elbows, spinning back fists, anything that lands. Let's go.
Good footwork for Mogollan. Has to keep it up.
And see that? She's really, we were seeing different type of movements from her.
She's doing the unorthodox moving now. She's
yeah,
starting to bend and shuffle.
There we go.
Change levels.
Great head movement from Ellie. Gomez, she's keeping at the same strategy. She hasn't changed much.
Gomez has to pick up the pace here.
Yeah, she has to, because Ellie has adjusted over time.
She has the momentum.
She's not the same Ellie that we saw in that opening round, and she's been bettering herself as we're now getting into the third round.
Oh, good little rabbit left jab there by Gomez. She's had the range, but she hasn't done enough with it. She has 2 minutes to change the plot. Mogollan now 2 minutes to go for that first win.
I'll tell you, Max, if Ellie wins, we're going to see a lot of tears from that young lady.
I know, she's got to stay focused as she takes a big right hand, gets out of there.
She knows.
It's on a razor's edge. Another big shot from Gomez, doubling up.
Her back's against the wall right now, Max. She has to throw everything. She has 2 minutes that can determine the career in mixed martial arts for this young lady.
Gomez starting to get her foot on the pedal. Both fighters have to close the gap. Both of them have to go for it. This fight is on a platter. The victory's on a platter.
Right now, does Ellie want it? Gomez, she's doing what she needs to do. She will improve to another victory.
It's screaming for it. It's screaming for a takedown attempt, but we're not going to get it.
I would. Why not?
You would win the fight here.
You would win the round. You would win the fight. Absolutely. I would take the chance.
This is where the corner has to come into view. Maybe they're saying that. We can't hear it.
And you will throw Gomez off if Ellie were to go to the ground.
It seems like Gomez is an open target. Pretty open stance.
I would feint, throw the shot, fake it, and go straight down to the leg. I mean, at this point, right, with my record, why not?
Go for it. This is it. You may not get brought back if you don't win this fight.
You gotta go. You gotta take the chance. You want to win it? I bet you. You throw in that. Oh, she got hit in the.
It's unfortunate because
butt area
Mogollan's worked so hard in that second round through the beginning of this third round, but now getting a little timid, trying to stay out of reach.
This last round here, Max. I know right now in these 20, 30 seconds, she's throwing
Getting
everything, but she
closer.
got hit.
Getting closer.
Ellie knows. Now go that right there.
There it is. That might have won her. Double roll down. Mogollan's on her back, and that might be that. 10 seconds.
It. Gomez has it. She took it. She was the one to pull the trigger on the ground game. Very smart in her. Ellie.
End of the fight. That was after the bell, but okay in the eyes of Raul Porata. It's going to be really, really close, but you wonder if Mogollan had an opportunity and she let it slip through her fingers. We are back. Time now for the official decision in our featured atomweight fight.
Después de 3 vueltas,
Tolupe.
el juez Mirasola anotó 29-28 a favor de Gómez after 3 rounds. Judge Mirasola scores at 29-28 in favor of Gómez. El juez Green, 29-28 a favor de Mogollan. Judge Green scores at 29-28 in favor of Mogollan. Y el juez Toledo anotó 29-28. Judge Toledo scores at 29-28 in favor of the winner by way of split decision. A favor de la ganadora por decisión dividida, Melissa Gómez.
Melissa Gómez improves to 2-0. Wasn't pretty, but she was able to muscle it out. Very graceful in defeat. Elizabeth Mogollan, she had a real shot to win it. It was a split decision, but she falls short again by the tightest of margins. What's next for Melissa Gómez at the 105-pound, hoping to make the top 10. As we return, we head towards our main card. We are back here for Combate Global, getting ready for our main card, our historic main card coming your way, including a huge main event between Claire Lopez and Camila Rivarola. Recapping what we just saw, it is Melissa Gómez getting the victory over Elizabeth Avila Mogollan. Not one for the time capsule here, Rodolfo, but important for these two women.
A win to win, right? Of course, not many folks might be a fan of this fight, but nonetheless, Gómez did what she had to do to win. Ellie, she has not won a victory inside, or she hasn't won inside La Jaula. As we look at some of the highlights here, a lot of movement. There was a time there that they just were not coming in whatsoever. That space between, there wasn't a lot of exchange in the top. Towards the latter part of the fight, Ellie tried to pick up the pace, especially in that second round. It seemed that she had it in the pocket. She just had to push the pace in the third round. But what I really think that really changed everything is Gómez in that last round, she took a chance and she took it to the ground, as you see here, catching that leg. And I think that that's the reason why this young lady remains undefeated in La Jaula.
And remember, one of the 3 judges did give it to Mogollan that third round as it went split decision. I mean, the finest of margins, and Mogollan, I'm sure, back at the locker room wondering where she could have altered one thing or two that could have made her victorious. The stats certainly in favor of Gómez. Didn't get credit for the takedown, but a lot of strikes. Coming up next, it's the main card. Aitana Alvarez, Tyler Schaefer. The main event, Claire Lopez and Camila Rivarola. And moments away, you are going to see 2 unbeatens, Flor Chavez and Rosselyn Chavira. Mexico versus the USA. So don't go anywhere. Wherever you're watching Combate Global, including our US audience here at Paramount Plus, we are live and we are headed to the main card.
My name is Claire Lopez. I'm 33 years old and I'm French. I live in London.
6 years ago, when I was living in French Guyana, and I was watching MMA fights in the border of Brazil and French Guyana, I was not sure I wanted to do this. And one day, my flat burned one night, and I lost everything. I had everything. I take this like a sign to do something new in my life, you know, just come back to zero and to say maybe I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try MMA and becoming a professional fighter. And since that, I'm a professional fighter. For my family, I know they're really proud. You don't know a lot of MMA fighter in your life. It's like something exceptional, something different. So yeah, my father is really proud. He talks to everyone. So yeah, look at my daughter. Well, look what she's doing.
My fighting style, I would say it's aggressive style. I don't like to do boring fights, so I'm always in action. I'm fighting because I really like it. It's not something that I do to challenge myself. I really like it. I like to push every time I fight. I like to go with someone better and push my limits, my physical and mental limits. I'm happy to wake up every morning to do my job.
We are in Miami, Freedom Tower, Biscayne Bay, the skyline. So much going on a Friday night, and it's just illuminated with the addition of Combate Global. 2 years strong now, with fights inside La Jaula. Here in the studios, Univision, it's lit up. It is a true international spectacle. 3 international matchups coming your way. All women's card as we make some history. We did it before with Last Latina Standing. We're doing it again. The demand for women's fights is high, and Combate Global, the powers that be, looking to quench that appetite. My name is Max Bretos, Rodolfo Roman. We are here to bring you all the action. And as we have seen, we don't know when or where it's going to happen, but something memorable will, something viral. We saw it last week with Buas, the great new mega talent at 155 pounds. We saw it with Ana Palacios a couple weeks before that. It's going to happen. You can take it to the bank, but which one of these fights will deliver? It all leads to that main event. But we are going to begin with Flor Chavez and Rosselyn Chavira. That's coming your way right now.
Nunca me rinde en la jaula, al contrario, siempre voy a hacer todo para ganar. Mi nombre es Flor Chavez, tengo el estilo mexicano, el descriptivo estilo de ser guerreros.
I've always found a way, and my life's always gravitated to fighting. My name is Rosselyn Chavira. I'm 30 years old, and I'm from Tucson, Arizona. I know she's had a hard upbringing, but I'm just worried about myself. I know that the night's going to be in my favor.
Representar a mi país dentro de la jaula de combate me llena de mucho orgullo. Estoy muy motivada, siempre entreno muy fuerte. Yo siento que la pelea se va a desarrollar gran parte en el striking y estoy lista.
Only I know my technique, and she's going to know my technique too. Good luck, but tonight's my night.
No puedo asegurar que voy a ganar por un knockout o por una sumisión o algo así, pero voy a ganar como sea.
These fighters talking the talk ahead of their matchup as we go cara a cara, head to head. Flor Chavez just getting started, 21. Rosselyn Chavira at 30 has a 1-inch height advantage, 2-inch via the reach. We are at the flyweight division. Chavira coming a little over the limit. Let's go to Lupe Contreras.
Las reglas oficiales de la jaula, 3 vueltas de 5 minutos, 3 jueces utilizando el sistema de 10 puntos. Las damas se adueñan de la jaula. Este duelo división peso mosca this bout. In the flyweight division, los jueces son, the judges are Lorenzo Toledo, John Rupert y Dorian Mirasola. Presentando la esquina azul, vestida de negro, presenting the blue corner, wearing black. Su peso oficial, 126 libras y un cuarto, her official weight, 126 and 1/4 pounds. En su segundo combate a nivel profesional, con una victoria, she enters la jaula for the second time as a pro with a record of 1 victory. Representando a la capital azteca, la Ciudad de México, DF, Flor Chavez. Su contraria en la esquina roja, vestida de rojo, her opponent in the red corner, wearing red. Marcó un peso oficial de 128 libras y media. She registered an official 128 and 1/2 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula buscando mantener su récord invicto de 2 victorias. Tonight, she enters la jaula looking to remain undefeated with 2 victories. De Tucson, Arizona, Rosselyn Chula Chavira. El referee, Marcos Pérez.
Marcos Pérez, the third inside La Jaula.
Wait. Okay, so, ya saben las reglas, obedezcan mis comandos. Quiero una pelea limpia, tocan el guante si quieren. Atrás.
Getting ready for round 1 in this feature matchup in the flyweight division.
You ready? Fight!
Flor Chavez victorious over Blanca Marquez back in April in a unanimous decision. Rosselyn Chavira 2-0, including a victory December over Tyler Schaefer, who we will see later tonight on this card. It is Chavira in red, repping the USA.
Leading to the fight, Max, Chavez questioned Chavira's Golden Gloves championship. I'm sure I will take that to heart.
Doubting it, huh?
Yeah, you know, Chavez said, listen, my boxing is that Mexican style boxing, and you can't compete with that. And she's here to show it here tonight. And we saw the last time around, in her professional debut, taking on Blanca. She came as a heavy underdog, but boy, well, this lady was pushing the pace. Great boxing, very crisp. As far as Chavira, she competed back in December, as you stated, Max, against Tyler Schaefer, who will be on the card a little later. And Tyler and Chavira are buddies, or IG buddies, as they say, Instagram buddies. But
Gotta start somewhere.
She has to let those hand goes. She was very conservative. She has to let the hands go. She has to swing. She's facing Flor. Flor is not going to hold back. We're seeing right now that she's pushing the pace. She's not afraid to throw in some leather.
Chavez, an immovable object, and she is a real, legit grappler, dumping Chavira there. She is strong. She trains with the Bone Breakers.
The best in Mexico.
The best in Mexico, the best gym in Mexico. And we're going to see some growth here from Chavez. We saw her. She was really green in her first fight. It's her first fight. She's 21 years of age.
Very green, but you would have never seen it because she was so good in her striking. It seemed like the nerves were out the window when she stepped inside La Jaula as soon as she threw in that first shot. And now she's working here towards the clinch.
Chavira's done well as she has kind of lowered her hips to not be thrown, although Chavez continues to crank away.
Chavez trying to grab those legs and take her down. Chavira not letting it, as she does have that left hand.
You see, Chavez creates a nice foundation there.
Yeah, but she doesn't have much here. Especially Chavira. See how she has that hand, that left hand wrapped around. She's trying to go for a guillotine. I can't really tell what she has.
There's some discomfort in Chavez's face.
Yeah, I can't see it from this angle. But yes, I did see from one position there that she's
got a good hold now.
She does
and
have
now
something
she's got
there.
something brewing.
She may have something
Chavez
there, Max.
is stuck. The young fighter's made a mistake.
Now she has it wrapped around, and she's not using La Jaula there, so now she's back in La Jaula, but
on a single leg too.
Yeah. No, Chavira lost that.
But she was grimacing, Rodolfo. She realized it was kind of like you're getting squeezed by an anaconda. I'm okay, and also I'm not okay.
She's trying to go back to it, but see how Chavez is putting in that shoulder, that left shoulder, to prevent her from hooking in the grip.
Back in though. Back in it goes.
Yeah, Chavira's not letting go of that head.
That's a strong left arm.
There we go.
Chavez, her hair all messed up, a little worse for wear, but at least she can breathe. And Chavira unloads with a big combination.
Now
and a big right. Chavez is tired. Chavez got worn out trying on that takedown, and now they go to ground again and again, the guillotine.
That's that Golden Glove.
Oh, wow, how about that?
She questioned it. She showed it to her what she's all about.
Leaving a marker, and those were solid blows.
And now she's working on the ground game. She's trying to wrap around, laying some shots to perhaps bring it back. Yep. Maybe she might even get those legs wrapped around her torso, her body.
This whole round, or at least since the 4-minute mark, has been a continuous submission attempt from Chavira, and Chavez in the deep end of the ocean. Another combination.
Chavez smiled, but
she can take a punch, but you don't want to take too many of these.
Chavira feels very confident right now.
Spinning back elbow.
Very confident. Look at that footwork.
Yeah.
She didn't come in like that. Look at the Superman punch attempt. You can tell that she's smirking, man. She's feeling that vibe.
Chavez really leggy in this first round. It's taken a lot out of her. Another straight shot. She's eating punches. Everything connecting from Chavira. An incredible turn.
Working the body.
Oh, down she goes. She wants to go to the ground.
I don't think she wanted to go to the ground, Max. I think it was that body shot that she took that took her to the ground.
She has been rocked. This is an education right now for Chavez. Trying to throw back, but Chavira's that much sharper.
Chavez forgot her head movement. She's just taking the shots.
Chavez looks like she has gone through the ringer, but it appears she is going to reach a second round. Barely. between rounds, and no doubt about it, Rosselyn Chavira, maybe the best round we have seen from her in her brief Combate career.
Yes, absolutely. This is a different Chavira from the last time we saw her. We ever saw her grapple, connecting. Now they're looking at Chavez's
Uh-oh, she may have a
leg.
problem. And remember, that's maybe
ankle?
why she fell.
Well, I would love to see the replay. I'm sure we're going to get to see it here, but I did see that body shot, and as soon as she hit the back, she went down, but now she is pointing to that right. This is the ankle.
It may not
And she said it hurts.
She's not putting any pressure on it.
No.
We'll see. We are back here for the second round, and Flor Chavez not putting any pressure on her right foot. She has the doctor checking out, and we're being told she may not come out to answer the bell in the second round. Remember when she fell back? It may have been because of this.
The corner asked her what it felt. She said it hurts.
She's not even trying to stand up.
No. It says at the ankle.
If she doesn't stand up soon, she's not fighting.
Referee hearing her up.
Marco Perez said, let's go.
Man, that's a soldier. She's getting up.
She can't fight.
No, she can't put weight on that leg. No, she can't.
She can't fight.
No, she can't. She can't put any weight on that, Max.
She will be a deer in headlights here if she goes out as Rosselyn Chavira.
She's literally holding on because of the howler. If she goes in there,
the corner's got to cut in. The corner's got to come in.
Man, we got a wounded fighter who is competing. Look, it's swollen.
Yeah, she's got some big issues there. We don't want to speculate, but there's no way she can
The
put
doctor's
pressure.
gonna see it now.
Yeah, you're right. You saw it. There it's turning a little black.
Yeah. Look at it right there. Look at that swell. It's very swelled up.
But you saw her drop.
Yep. Yeah, but we don't know if it was that body shot because Chavira. Yeah, she's pointing out. I mean, I'm not a doc, but it seems like the ankle. It seems like it.
You've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
She goes right there. That's where it hurts.
To the foot. No, she can't. That's it.
She can't fight, they said. Asking the corner, what should we do? It's up to her. The corner should just say it. If I was her corner, we were going to say, no, you can't fight.
But that's a fighter. Now she's
What a
going
tough.
up. Yeah, that's a tough as nails right there, man. That's as tough as they get.
And it shouldn't go to this. Maybe Marcos
No.
Lopez got to wave it off.
It's right now. It's
They're
up to her
prolonging
choice.
the inevitable.
Right. Man, she is testing it out.
She's trying.
It's like
This is insanity.
right now she's driving on 3 wheels, man.
Already 2 minutes deep.
Right now the
No
doctor's
one wants to make the
nobody
decision.
makes the decision.
And maybe
Right.
the doctor has to come in. I've never seen anything like this.
No, this is a first. Hey, he just said if he said if you can't go, then you can't.
Rosselyn Chavira's, on the other hand, wondering, and this isn't fair to her whatsoever.
No, of course not, because it cools you off. You're not warm. You're ready to go. That momentum.
And guess what she's going to do? There he's going to
That's it.
stop
Fight
it.
off.
Common sense prevails. If this went on, Chavira would be crazy not to go straight for that leg.
Usually you're right, Max. It's the corner. They dictate.
Well, an impressive first round for Chavira, and it did the damage. Take nothing away. She won this fight. Well, not the way you want to see a fight end, and certainly under this peculiar fashion. Chavez, who had got off to a quick start, and then she was a punching bag for the majority of that first round. Official decision time to Lupe Contreras.
Damas y caballeros, la esquina azul le informa al referee Marcos Pérez que no puede continuar, obligándolo a parar el combate con un tiempo oficial de 4 minutos 59 segundos del primer episodio. Ladies and gentlemen, the blue corner informs referee Marcos Pérez she can no longer continue, obligating him to stop this contest with an official time of 4 minutes 59 seconds of round number 1. Declaring the winner by way of TKO, declarando la ganadora por nocaut técnico, Rosselyn Chula Chavira.
Chula Chavira improves to 3-0 and looks every part of the third-ranked flyweight in Combate Global. Number 1 is Maritza Sanchez. Number 2 is Melissa Amaya. And if you are Chavira, Rodolfo, next time you go inside La Jaula, you're probably calling out one of those two fighters.
You're feeling very cozy right now in those rankings. She's very confident coming in here. I want to see this replay here. She did do the spinning back fist, but it was in this exchange. It's coming up very soon. Right here, I know she attempted to do the guillotine. Chavez did take her down. She fell, but she got hit. She got rocked there. I know she smiled, but she felt that one. She felt it. It was 2-3 shots that she connected. Look at that overhand right. And it was right here where she goes to the body.
My guess is the injury happened already.
Yeah, but see, that's where she went down. Maybe when she took the overhand right, maybe she stepped in a way where she injured the foot. But
I
she
think it
went
happened
down.
when she was at the beginning of the guillotine.
Could be. I would have to see that again.
Again, we try not to speculate, but we're here to follow on. But Rosselyn Chavira was really impressive in this fight. By the way, the 5th ranked flyweights, Mariel Seliman, Lucero La Loba Acosta, scheduled to fight in September, so more coming. But the stats, 47-15. The takedown, it just wasn't enough for Flor Chavez. So there you go, a stoppage, but certainly a deserved victory for Chavira as we return after this.
Mi nombre es Camila Rivarola, tengo 33 años, soy uruguaya y peleo en la Strawweight Division. Mi estilo de pelea es agresivo, soy una persona que utiliza las características que tengo en la vida personal, también lo llevo a mi juego de MMA. Cuando yo empecé a hacer este deporte, mi idea no fue competir, eso fue un desafío que fue creciendo. Como soy una persona que siempre me anoto a los desafíos, como que fue algo inevitable. Mi pelea anterior en combate fue contra Stephanie Frausto y gané por decisión unánime, una pelea que para mí fue claramente mi victoria. Ella no se esperaba la velocidad y el ritmo que yo iba a llevar en la pelea. Esta noche peleo contra Claire Lopez, que es una francesa. Ella me parece que es una peleadora relativamente all-rounded. Para mí se va a pasar más o menos como la pelea anterior. Lo que se pueden esperar de mí es mucha velocidad, mucha agresividad. Va a ser una guerra. A mi oponente me gustaría decirle que nos vemos ahí, ya nos conocemos, así que va a ser un reencuentro particular.
Claire Lopez, she has earned her keep at Combate, part of the last Latina standing in August of last year, as was Camila Rivarola in an alternate bout, but now their courses collide. Main event time here, an international event. Claire Lopez, Camila Rivarola. A win here for either of them. The world is their oyster. They have put the work in for this main event. Let's get to meet the combatants. We begin with a woman representing France and French Guiana, Claire Lopez.
I think I work a lot to be very complete as a fighter. I have heavy hand, good hand. I have very good wrestling for a female MMA fighter. I have no wrestling, grappling, striking. I know my wrestling is very, very good. I don't like to do a boring fight. For me and for the people who are watching the fight, I have a really good training camp, and my training camp was not just the last 2 months, was last 7 months. So I think I'm ready for this fight. That's gonna be a very good fight, a very good opposition. Even if she's tough, I'm tougher, I'm stronger.
We are back, and Claire Lopez, you gotta like the fact that she said, I don't like boring fights. And when we have seen her, she's been anything but. Last time in December, unanimous victory over Stephanie Frauster. Prior to that, in that tournament, or pardon me, this was a victory for her in the tournament. I've got those things crisscrossed. But she said she's never fought in a tournament like that, so big lesson learned.
She had to take on 3 ladies that same night. She was defeated by Yasmin Uruguay. There was some opportunities there for Claire. She laid in some shots to Jasmine. But listen, it's a whole different game when it's a tournament when you're going up against a one-on-one. And we're about to see that right now inside La Jaula.
Now her opponent, Camila Rivarola.
El MMA me ha dado mucha confianza en mí misma. Hoy en día es mi trabajo, me ha dado purpose. Creo que soy una persona que utiliza las características que tengo en la vida personal, también lo llevo a mi juego de MMA. Lo que se pueden esperar de mí es mucha velocidad, mucha agresividad y va a ser una guerra. Yo creo que cuando uno va a pelear uno siempre cree que uno va a ganar, así que sí, pienso que voy a ganar. Como las peleas siempre son imprevisibles. Nos vemos ahí, ya nos conocemos, así que va a ser un reencuentro particular.
You saw that photo there, Rodolfo. They know each other, they like each other, which you would think wouldn't make for a good fight as she comes out with the bandera uruguaya, but in many ways, it could make it even more violent.
Sometimes when you get former teammates or former sparring partners because they know each other so well, they're very cautious how they start the fight. But I think this is going to be a different story because both of these ladies are fast-paced. And let's face it, they both want to move up their rankings in their respective weight class. So I think don't blink on this fight because it's going to be fast-paced right from the start.
Time now of the tail of the tape. Some similarities here. These are two women that have faced the best in the weight classes, certainly at 115 pounds, which is where we are here. Both of them make the limit, both 33, 2-inch height advantage for Rivarola, 2-inch reach advantage for Lopez. We're ready for the main event. Lupe!
Este es el duelo estelar de esta noche. 3 vueltas, división peso paja. This is the main event. 3 rounds. In the straw weight division, los jueces son, the judges are Richard Green Jr., Lorenzo Toledo y John Rupert. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando en la esquina azul, vestida de blanco, presenting the blue corner, wearing white. Sobre la báscula, marcó un peso oficial de 115 libras on the scale. She registered an official 115 pounds. En 10 combates a nivel profesional, mantiene un récord de 6 victorias y 4 derrotas in 10 bouts as a professional. She maintains a record of 6 victories against 4 losses. De Nice, Francia, Claire Lopez. Su contraria en la esquina roja, her opponent in the red corner, vestida de azul, wearing blue. Su peso oficial, 115 libras y media. Her official weight, 115.5 pounds. Entra a la jaula por 9ª ocasión a nivel profesional, con 4 victorias, 3 derrotas y un empate. She enters la jaula for the 9th time as a professional, with 4 victories against 3 losses and 1 bout even. Representando a Montevideo, Uruguay, Camila Rivarola. El referee internacional, Raúl Porrata.
El gran bigote, Raúl Porrata. Third inside la jaula.
Obedezcan mis órdenes y protegen en todos momentos. Touch gloves now if you wish. Back to your corners.
A very courteous smile for Lopez towards Rivarola ahead of the first round. Familiarity can be contempt. It's quality, good familiarity.
Hey, she's smirking.
She is smiling.
You know,
maybe some head games.
Claire Lopez hasn't been. Well, look at that. Right from the start, they're just swinging. They're not laying anything behind.
Short
Forget
lefts.
the testing out, feeling out round. Let's go. But Claire Lopez has been very open about that sparring session that they had. Camila, she's been a little bit quiet about it.
This is the first fight for both these fighters in 2022. They were supposed to fight sooner. They've been chomping at the bit. You can kind of see the way they've come out in these opening 30 seconds. So much training. Oh, big uppercut! Lopez drives Rivarola, going for the rear naked choke.
Mind you,
she's got it locked in.
Claire Lopez
she's
has a
got
pair
it
of submission victories, Max. She may have it.
Still grinding. The uppercut set it up.
She's
got the chin down.
She has the chin down.
Rivarola stepped out. Wow! Claire Lopez smiled at the beginning. She knew something was up. The French woman representing French Guiana with an absolute banger.
Camila can't believe it. She can't. Wow. Listen, Claire Lopez said it. She said it. I know her game. I've been studying her. I've been watching her fights. And I know that she hasn't improved where she had those mistakes. She found it. She knew that she was going to come at her so fast. Just a quick uppercut to get her down and a quick submission. Claire Lopez has a pair of submissions in her resume. She could add on another one. No doubt in my mind, this young lady deserves to be at the top. Look at that, just
right
beautiful uppercut, man. Just bringing it down, Camila. And right from the start, she landed in that rear naked choke. She didn't even hesitate. It was a quick reaction right to it. Now, Max, you gotta remember, Claire Lopez is fighting in a different weight class. This is not her weight class. There's one lady sitting in her ranking that's number one, and that's Ana Palacios. Lopez has been calling her out. That could be a very fun matchup to see if and when we get that to happen.
But she wants to fight at 105, but right now Claire Lopez has beaten Camila Rivarola, ranked 5 in the strawweight. She's beaten Paulina Vargas, ranked 3rd, and she's beating Karen Cedillo, ranked 8th. So either division, she's dominant. Tremendous performance from Lopez. We are back, and the face of Camila Rivarola says it all. We think the world of her. She's a great fighter. She's an interesting person. We'll get more details as we go to Lupe.
4 segundos del primer episodio. This bout concludes with an official time of 44 seconds of the opening round. Your winner, by way of submission, la ganadora por sumisión, Claire Lopez.
Really hasn't stopped smiling since she walked in the ring. Rivarola, again, she cut an incredible promo at the beginning. She speaks 4 languages. She did the interview in English. She looked good. The prep was good. I get the feeling that she could have won this fight, but she just got caught. Brad Pickett in the corner there, a tremendous fighter in his own right, in the corner of Claire Lopez.
Mi nombre es Aitana, vengo del País Vasco, de España, y tengo 22 años. Yo creo que estoy en la número 8 en los rankings de combate y bueno, a ver, yo ahora mismo la verdad que no estoy nada contenta con el récord que tengo, no estoy nada contenta con el desempeño que he tenido en las últimas peleas. Lo primordial para mí ahora es ganar las peleas que tengo enfrente y luego ya se dará. Todo es cuestión de ir avanzando y se dará.
Honestly, I'm truly grateful to be in the top 10 in general. I feel like my past 2 fights, I feel like I really did kind of solidify where I stand. I believe what separates me from my other opponents is my mentality, my purpose, my reason, my mentality is much more stronger than any opponent I face.
Mi oponente está Schaefer. Yo creo que ella va a querer desarrollar una pelea de striking. Yo estoy preparada para darle una pelea de striking, para darle una pelea de lucha, para darle una pelea de suelo. Me es indiferente la forma en la que quiera desarrollar la pelea, porque el ritmo de la pelea la voy a marcar yo.
I vision the fight really being a dogfight. My message to Aitana, my opponent, you signing that paper, agreeing to fight me, is going to be your biggest mistake you have done in your entire professional career.
During the break, we were talking about the fighting history of Miami, and Rodolfo talking about the 5th Street Gym where Muhammad Ali trained. Always hurts me that they knocked that down. Could have been a great
Yeah, they have another one, but
Miami
it's not
has
the same
No,
one.
but that
It's
should
the
have
same
stayed.
location, right?
I'm not just going on a sidebar, but that should still be standing. It'd be a great
Historic,
tourist
it's
attraction.
history, yeah.
Miami needs more. Let's
Entrando
go
a
to
la
Lupe.
jaula, Aitana Alvarez.
You can sit down and listen to Aitana Alvarez talk all night. She is cerebral. She is thoughtful. She is from a fighting family. She's respectful to this game. She thinks about the answers to all the questions. She just hasn't had it all come together. She's a talented fighter out of San Sebastián, Spain, the Basque region, which is known for great food, which is known for the running of the bulls, great football, and it's known for some ferocious individuals. And Alvarez, certainly outside of the jaula, doesn't seem like one. Inside, she can be, but she needs this tonight, Rodolfo.
Yeah, the last time we saw her, though, she does come in with the advantage of that grappling. Looking excited to see what she's all about in the jaula.
Su rival, Tyler Schaefer.
Tyler Schaefer, much like Aitana Alvarez, she's been the hard luck loser in some fights, carrying the Filipino flag. This is a fighter with an incredible athletic history, including being a champion in BMX racing back in 2010. But we saw her last time. She was really impressive, but she didn't finish the deal against a very talented Mariel Selimen.
Selimen, who has that big bout against La Loba Acosta in September. This young lady, she was winning the fight the first 2 rounds. In the last round, well, she got a little tired. She made a little mistake. Selimen got the best where she got choked out. She told me, I learned from that fight, and it's not to marry my losses and my victories. I'm a new fighter with a different mentality and a different fight game.
This is the head-to-head cara a cara. Aitana Alvarez just getting started. Took her last fight on short notice, doesn't want to do that anymore. This gets a full camp against Schaefer. All even on the height, 1 inch via the reach advantage for Alvarez. This is in the
Continuamos
flyweight.
con mucha más acción. 3 vueltas, división peso mosca. We continue with much more action. 3 rounds in the flyweight division. Los jueces, the judges. Dorian Mirasola, Richard Green Jr. y Lorenzo Toledo. Presentando en la esquina azul, vestida de rojo, presenting the blue corner, wearing red. Marcó un peso oficial de 125 libras y un cuarto. She tipped the scales at an official 125 1/4 pounds. Entra en su quinto combate a nivel profesional con una victoria y 3 derrotas. She enters la jaula for the 5th time as a pro with 1 victory against 3 losses. Representando a San Sebastián, España, Aitana Alvarez. Su oponente en la esquina roja. Her opponent in the red corner, wearing white, vestida de blanco. Marcó un peso oficial de 125 libras y media. She tipped the scales at an official 125 1/2 pounds. Entra por cuarta vez a la jaula con una victoria y 2 derrotas. She enters la jaula for the 4th time as a professional with 1 victory against 2 losses. De San Diego, California, Tyler Southside Schaefer. El referee, Alana Vélez.
Alana Vélez the 3rd inside la jaula.
Instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. You want to touch him up again, go ahead. Come out fight.
Judge. Throw the records out of these 2 fighters. They don't reflect the talent of these 2. As it's Spain versus the Philippines, although Schaefer in white calling San Diego home. She was a great starter against Selimen. She just didn't finish the job. Aitana Alvarez, last time we saw her, went the distance against Maritza Sanchez. Sanchez happens to be the #1 ranked flyweight in Combate.
Tyler needs to keep Aitana at bay. She needs to use that reach, use that jab to keep Aitana away, because Aitana will grapple with you, and that's the challenge she had against Selimen. But one thing I noticed from Tyler is sometimes she's a bit conservative. We saw it earlier on in December when she took on Chavira, and there was Selimen. You gotta let them hands go, girl. Let him out. There you go, swing.
Schaefer getting underneath. Alvarez, 4 fights. All 4 have gone decision. All 4 relatively close. She's only gotten 1 of those victories. She knows that her good fortune's got to turn, but her opponent feeling the same way. Feels like she hasn't gotten the breaks. And again, I mean, we were really impressed when we saw her. It just got away from her late when she was submitted in the third round. via rear naked choke.
Yeah, Aitana will push you. She is going to come right at you. So Tyler needs to counter. Use that footwork.
I mean, you can see, Rodolfo, these are two seasoned fighters, good fighters,
Great
good
stuff right
striking.
there. Look at that clinch work. Good knee from Tyler.
Schaefer.
Yeah. So see, this is where Aitana likes to grab her opponent. She's going to use that grappling, but Tyler here, an uppercut.
Alvarez not letting go, though. Some good tie clinch there for a moment.
Very good. Whoa, look at
Dumped her.
Tyler.
Hammer fist. They're asking her to get out, and she didn't hear it. Alvarez just hanging on.
Yeah.
But in a positive light, she just didn't want to relinquish the hold, and she stays in there tight in that clinch.
Aitana Alvarez, fighting is in her blood. Her grandfather was a boxer. Her mother, her father, all involved in martial arts. It's in her lineage. Tyler here has a good chance to land in a knee to escape this clinch work. See Aitana, she's already using that grappling. She was grappling very well against the #1 Maritza Sanchez in her respective division.
Yeah, and so, Sanchez is a deserving #1. He's one of those fighters that pops off the screen. So no shame in losing there, but maybe a second shot. It wasn't a great matchup for Sanchez as Alvarez held her own.
Sanchez, of course, took that victory. And by the way, she's watching. I know she was talking about it on social media, supporting the ladies. She's recuperating from a little injury. She'll be back very soon, I'm sure.
Alvarez, when asked about a nickname, says, I don't have one, but when I was training in Sweden, they call me the Amazona, which to me is a great nickname if she wants to adopt it, but she hasn't yet.
Reminds me of Wonder Woman.
A Nordic Amazona.
Ooh, great jab.
Schaefer, I mean, she's got good boxing skills.
Yeah, and I like Schaefer here in her position, has her chin down when he throws in. I've seen some improvement here.
Again, stay in the middle.
Yeah, because she's forcing Aitana to exchange. Because what Alvarez does is she gets you towards that jaula. She will go down to the grappling, so it benefits Tyler to keep the fight in the center so she can exchange.
Schaefer still fights for her baby sister, Erin, who lost the battle of cancer at the age of 7. Always keeps her in her thoughts, certainly during fight week.
Good circling around, but she needs to let go. There it is.
We mentioned the BMX championship in 2010. It was that same year she lost her sister. Oh, comes over the top of that right.
Cross.
Quick hands.
Great cross.
Alvarez, a nice statuesque fighter. He's got everything. The form is all right. It's good.
It is. But what's I'm surprised is Alvarez. Well, it's just very difficult for her to enter the grapple. Ooh, she got
walked right into that.
Hand. Yeah.
3 good throws there by Schaefer. Into the clinch.
Schaefer, good way of defending this. She's going to just rip that apart, that grip.
2 for 1 there for Alvarez.
Now she's Alvarez pinning Schaefer on the jaula.
10 seconds remaining.
Great stuff there, just a few seconds left.
Back for the second round. Work to do here in between rounds. Competitive fight thus far, as we expected, between two fighters ranked alongside each other, 8 and 9 in the flyweight rankings.
Schaefer needs to keep that pace, conserve her energy, because that's what we saw with Seliman. All right, first, second, she was winning, and then that third round, it's like her battery level just went down. She needs to keep that pace, be cautious, so she uses the energy.
We see Schaefer, we talked about the loss to Seliman, also a very close contest where she was, in December of last year, lost to Rosselyn Chavira, who we saw earlier. back here for round 2. And again, both these fighters may not have the best records, but their defeats are to
game fighters.
Fighters ahead of them in the rankings. As we said, Rosselyn Chavira, who was fantastic earlier this evening, barely got away in a split decision over Tyler Schaefer.
And there's no space in there in between. I mean, they're just there. Gotta face-to-face exchanging. They're not holding back. They're not shy. Ooh, great body shot.
Into the body. Alvarez walked right through that.
And if Schaefer would just follow up with a cross after that shot.
Schaefer can keep on this with the striking. She has a really good shot to win it. But can she maintain it? That's the question. And that's what she had to discuss with her camp. How do I get to the end here without slipping on the game plan, which she did against Selimen.
And right now we're seeing some of that mirror image of what happened with Selimen. When Selimen fought, it was very difficult for her to take Schaefer down, but when she did, she capitalized on it. And I think Alvarez did her homework, because this is a carbon copy of what we saw.
Aitana Alvarez, she has been raised on combat sports. Her grandfather, as she goes for the rear naked. This is exactly what happened with Selimen.
Same exact pick, same exact game plan.
Can't make these same mistakes. Schaefer's got to find a way out. And look at that, she won the first round to even make this more frustrating.
And what's difficult for Schaefer is that Alvarez has that leg that's preventing her from standing up as we look at the open scoring, and Schaefer is winning that round. She won that round.
She's got to protect it. But Aitana Alvarez, her grandfather was a boxer. Both her mom and her dad trained mixed martial arts.
There it is. Now Schaefer, she needs to grab onto that arm, try to find that position when she can sneak that leg up and get this fight to the feet where she was winning the fight.
The Alvarez corner is going all the way to 11 with the coaching. Another attempt at the rear naked.
There we go. That's what she needs to do. That she's doing exactly what she needs to do to defend herself, but she needs to move fast because Alvarez is just dominating this position right now.
Vamos from the corner of Alvarez. Hammer fist. This is just to set up another attempt at a submission.
And this, believe it or not, is exhausting Schaefer. Even though she's in position, she's on her butt, but she's taking in those shots and defending this to get up. It's exhausting.
What is that one leg in there, that left leg?
That's preventing her to get out. That's what's exhausting right here. She needs to figure out how to pull it out.
That leverage is doing so much quality work.
But the big impact here, the negative impact to Schaefer is the howler. She can't, that's Alvarez is pinning her, so she just laying in those shots, softening her up until Schaefer makes the mistake to open up and find that rear naked choke. See how she has, see how Alvarez has that right hand? She's just waiting for Schaefer to pull away those punches and sneak it in there.
And the Schaefer corner saying roll under, so I imagine to get away from her back.
That's exactly right.
Oh, this is getting more ferocious.
There it is.
Alvarez looking to finish this fight.
Pummeling her.
Inspired by her corner. Everything connected.
Alan Abala's just warned her, you need to defend yourself, you need to do something. And right now, Schaefer doesn't seem like she's doing much. Yeah, she's not really doing much.
Come towards me, the corner. She's not moving at all. This
she's not. She's
in big trouble. It's over. Schaefer got caught again. The same mistake.
Same thing. It wasn't a submission. It was a referee stoppage, but similar position where she just couldn't escape when she was pinned to la jaula.
Aitana Alvarez took the Maritza Sanchez fight on short notice. She said she had jet lag, wasn't feeling well. When she walked in, she said she felt fear for the first time in her MMA career. She learned from it. She had a full camp, and she's overcome with emotions.
You know, Alvarez, I know she lost a very close member the last time around. She was coming out into that fight, so those tears, man, it's just so much emotion, holding, and to go through all of that on a personal level and to get this victory, man, it's just
against a really good opponent. Back on the winning track, the tears turn to a smile. We'll be back for the official decision. no longer an isolated incident, a Spanish fighter victorious here in Combate Global. Time now for the official decision. Let's go inside the jaula and get it from Lupe.
Una serie de golpes sin respuesta obliga al referee Alana Vélez a parar la contienda con un tiempo oficial de 3 minutos 41 segundos del segundo episodio. A series of unanswered blows obligates referee Alana Vélez to stop this contest with an official time of 3 minutes 41 seconds of round number 2. Your winner, by way of technical knockout, la ganadora por knockout técnico de España, Aitana Alvarez.
Alvarez was ranked number 8th in the rankings. She said she's honored to be in there. Didn't feel right because she didn't have enough victories. Well, now she has and feel a lot better. And that's a talented fighter. First class from the Schaefer corner to come over. We're going to get an interview with Lindsay Casinelli of our Spanish broadcast team.
Aquí estoy con la ganadora de
Here I am with the
noche,
winner
Aitana,
of the
unas
night.
lágrimas muy emotivas.
Very emotional.
De honor y de amor al finalizar este
It's honor and love. I wanted to dedicate this to my father who passed away. It introduced me to the sport.
Y lo hiciste de manera maravillosa y
You
todos
did it in a
acá
great fashion.
estamos apoyándote. Queremos que
We
nos
supported you.
lleves directamente a cómo viviste
Take us a
el
look
combate. Ese primer round lo
at what you
tenías
saw that
perdido en
combat,
las
that
manos de
fight.
los jueces.
Take us back.
¿Cómo le diste la vuelta mentalmente
How
a
did you
esta pelea?
shift gears mentally? I felt a little sleep in the first round. But I know that I had the job to do. I knew that I was going to finish this fight. You received a lot of shots in that round. Then you found your rhythm. And you were capitalized in that position that you had her in. What were you thinking? That she's not going to get up. I said in an interview previously, I was not going to let her up. I think now I'm a fighter that's more professional. At this point, you shared that experience with our country and ourselves. I'm very happy. I had a few losses. For this is a very emotional moment for me. Congratulations. They are warriors inside la jaula. Right, back to you. Oh, back to you, Max.
No, they're Carlos and Boulet, who we saw at the hotel. And then we go our separate paths. We'll get together as we look at the stats. How about that? Unloading 124 punches. A bit surprised with the total there. 91% accuracy. And Schaefer had this. She won the first fight. Yeah. She got taken down and the back. And then it was a good stoppage by Alana Vélez. She was not defending herself.
She wasn't. The rule is if you're not intelligently defending yourself, if you're not doing any action, if you're not showing any movement, you're protecting yourself, that for the safety of the fighter, the referee will come in. He'll ask you a couple of times. And if you're just not saying anything or showing anything, he'll stop it.
We'll take a quick break here and wrap it up from Miami. Another incredible night for Combate Global.
Iván, el titán Tena.
Qué buena derecha.
Roberto Romero Hernández.
Putting the final touches, we might get a new mat here, we're being told. Little birdie told me. Designed forward, but we'll know more about that later. We don't want to give too much away.
What?
We do know, in case you missed it, the big fight coming next week in the featherweight division. Iván Tena, Roberto Romero, 2 undefeated fighters. Let's look back at what happened on this evening. And a lot to take away, certainly from the main event with Claire Lopez, but let's start right there. This was a hard one to call. No one really called a favorite. Camila Rivarola of Uruguay, a great fighter in her own right, but she got caught.
It was that uppercut, Max, that woke Camila up, brought her to the floor. Lopez didn't want to hesitate, landed in their rear naked choke, and good night. I'm going home a winner. Congratulations to Claire Lopez, the number 2 in her respected division. She called out the number 1, and that's Miss Ana Palacios. I'm sure she kept an eye on this. It'll be a very fun, exciting fight if those two go toe-to-toe in Santa Jaula.
Calling out the number 1 at 105 pounds,
That's right.
but just beating her third strawweight
You got to put her in
opponent.
the mix of the strawweight in there as well. Why not?
If you can get to 105, you go. But clearly, she is comfortable at 115.
Wow, great stuff from this young lady as we look at that referee camera. Just positioned so perfectly executed. She did not waste any time. As soon as that uppercut landed, she quickly moved in for the kill with that rear naked choke submission. Lopez representing the Great Britain top team. Brad Pickett, on the other hand, a vet in the sport. She had a great corner, man, to take her to victory inside La Jaula.
And from the last 2 times we've seen her, like so many other fighters in Combate, getting better. I mean, she's not just starting in her career, but clearly she's turned a corner, and she is one to watch in a couple weight division. Flor Chavez came in against Rosselyn Chavira, and this was a little different. This was a little different. Chavez came in, had a game plan, tried to take down Chavira. Chavira wouldn't let her, and in the process, Chavez got injured.
Chavez came in a little confident, questioning Chavira's Golden Gloves championships. And La Chula said, honey, let me show you what I'm all about. She went toe-to-toe, faced off with her. Chavez was laughing a bit, very confident, but she got met with those bricks from Chavira that laid her to the ground. But it was not the reason why this fight was called to an end. It was due to an injury as she could not continue to the second round. But either way, Chavira was just very crisp as her boxing, very confident. And there was a time there, it was about 2 minutes and change until the referee called the fight. Your winner, Chavira, by TKO.
It was an odd, long wait, and no update on Chavez. We'll keep you posted. Check out the social media handles for Combate. We'll let you know exactly what happened to Chavez. But Chavira from Tucson, Arizona improves to 3-0 and is firmly number 3 currently in the flyweight division. Unlikely to go higher than that, but hey, number 3 is a good place to be.
For now.
Behind Maritza Sanchez and Melissa Maya, but she'll want to move. She might move up. Don't miss Ivan Tena against Roberto Romero. 2 unbeaten fighters here in the featherweight division. 2 really talented fighters that are at the top of the list when we talk about unearthing talent. This is what Combate wants to do, and they've done it with these 2. We are out of time. An eventful, memorable, all-women card here. Highlight with Claire Lopez finishing on top. As always, a pleasure to be with you on behalf of our entire crew. Campbell McLaren, who came in and visited us, our producer, Art Izquierdo, the man Roro, Rodolfo Roman. My name is Max Bretos. Until next Friday, Plácido Domingo.